Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Happy March. March is a very special month for me. My youngest daughter, turned 13 yesterday, March 1st, and my husband's birthday is also in March 24th. So I love March and I love April because April is my birthday and my oldest daughter's birthday as well. We're literally 29 minutes apart, our birthdays. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Good morning, Asim Kazi. I'm good. Thank you for asking. Sunny Desai, good morning. How are you? Milechi, thank you so much. And Asim Kazi, thank you. I really, really appreciate that. Sunny says, happy birthday in advance. Thank you so much. Hopefully I don't gain as much weight this year. Normally, because all four of us, our birthdays are back to back, there's a lot of birthday cakes. This year, hopefully not as much birthday cakes since it's only one child's milestone birthday. But thank you. For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, my name is Ayesha Chidole. I'm an immigration lawyer here in the United States. My location is in Atlanta, but I help clients all over the United States with their family immigration matters, humanitarian-based cases like VAWA cases, U visa cases, and T visa cases. We also handle removal proceedings. So if you're in removal cases, we can help you with your master hearing and your individual hearing. And we do some bond or detention work. So definitely reach out to us. I'm going to have Attorney Stacy maybe do a live with me, maybe on Wednesday, just so that she can also talk about frequently asked questions or what you can expect if you receive an NTA or whatever, just, to, help people ask questions to her too, if you are in removal proceedings, because I think that'll be really helpful. I'm hearing from our lead removal attorney as well. Tracy Otto, good morning, long time. Chevy says, when do you think the ban will be lifted from Jamaica? I have no idea. We've not been informed. We don't know anything. And remember, Jamaica doesn't have a ban. What they have is a pause. They have a pause because of, public charge, where they feel that, people from certain countries, have a propensity or have a high propensity to seek public assistance. I mean, personally, I don't agree with that, but that's the reason why. So we will see once they create whatever requirements to basically check public charge. Cyan Buman says, I DM'd you. If you DM'd, I don't read the DMs. I get way too many DMs to read them because I am busy working. So the best way to get in touch with us is to schedule a consultation. Our number is 404 333-8751 on WhatsApp. If you want to call on the phone, is 407-995-6567. You can also call 678-325-1037. Let me try and type in some of these numbers in here. That's the best way to reach us. I don't check DMs. I can't, because I will not get any work done. So I don't. I come on live. When I'm done with live, I'm out of Instagram. Because, it's a time suck for me, and I'll rather use my time to work. Okay, so let me just pin this for you guys here. Okay, so if you are on Facebook and YouTube, you should be able to see my phone number going through the ticker. If not, you can check my profile. All right. Let's see what questions you guys have today. You guys should chime in and ask your questions. Harry's from a banned country, and I got a second biometrics appointment just for photos and signature after completing my interview in May 2025. You should, if I think you stopped your question there, but if you are asking if you should be going for your biometrics appointment, you should absolutely be going for your biometrics appointment. No matter how many times I call you for biometrics. Sorry, guys, I'm chewing my Altoid and I'm trying to swallow it real quick. So no matter how many times they call you for biometrics, you should attend your biometrics appointment. I know some people have asked, what was the question that I got like from two people last week, related to biometrics? Okay, yes, last week, I know that there were people that had the snowstorm. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? I feel like it was last week, because last week was the time that it rained so much. So if you are one of those people who couldn't go to your biometrics because of the snowstorm, or you had you had to shelter in place because of that, what you want to do is you want to request a new biometrics and have evidence to support that. Now, the reason why you didn't go, like for two of our clients who couldn't go, we actually sent an email to USCIS with the requirement that they were supposed to stay indoors, and also with the Weather Channel, updates showing that it was very dangerous for them to go, so that they can get it rescheduled. And if you don't have an attorney and you can send it via hotline email, you want to make a phone call. Make a phone call and do it before they deny your case. Okay. Jamal says, requesting for FOIA. Is it going to let my wife? Is it going to let me know if my abusive wife has reported me to USCIS? Because she's been threatening me with that. I want to travel internationally, but I'm afraid. Jamal, well, I don't know what your status is to determine whether or not you can travel abroad. That's a different story from what's going on with your wife. But as far as FOIA is going to be for your own file. It's not going to let you know anything or any disparaging information that has been submitted by your wife or anyone else. As a matter of fact, I will say that it has been incredibly difficult in the last year to get a full and clear and comprehensive FOIA, because right now they are redacting so much, that sometimes it is difficult. Like anything related to like your spouse, like especially if you have a marriage-based case and we're trying to see, well, what was submitted, what went on. They're redacting so much that sometimes it's just really difficult for us to put two and two. Some of these were appealing and asking for more, basically saying, why did you even bother sending us a FOIA? Because there's nothing in here. We can't do anything with it. But that's just kind of the new normal. So it's kind of like a puzzle where we're trying to put puzzles together, So Ishmael says, that's my VAWA attorney. I received all my receipt notices within 2 weeks. Proactive law firm. Yay, thank you. Having said that, it's not everybody that's going to get their receipt notices in 2 weeks, but it's great for Ishmael, But right now, VAWA receipt notices are taken anywhere from like 4 to 6 weeks if you submitted after September of 2025. Anyone who submitted before 2025 September, you're still unfortunately in the backlog because your stuff is going to the Lincoln, Nebraska office. Okay. Olayinka Okanloa. Good morning, my beautiful, gorgeous Larry. Good morning. Good morning, Emma. Good morning, Suzanne. Okay. My husband is an active duty military and applied for a visa. Our daughter is turning 18 this October, and we're still waiting for our visa appointment. Is there a chance that NVC will expedite our case? So there are so many answers to this. Because your daughter is turning 18 doesn't mean that she's no longer eligible. So as long as your husband married you before she was 17, your daughter will be eligible for him to file through when she's 21. Before you start doing a calculation, because I'm assuming that this is an immediate relative situation. So she is eligible, regardless of if she turns 18 or not. Now, and as far as expedite, the answer is going to depend on where you are versus where your husband is. We've had clients who, we had like two, I'm going to give you two different examples. A client who was here, and her husband, she was here, but she was in status, meaning her visa hadn't expired. And we filed an I-130 for them, and he got transferred to Germany. So she was like, I'm going wherever my husband is going. So our advice to her was to go directly with the U.S. Embassy consulate in Germany. And usually when you go to the U.S. consulate and the spouse is in that country in active duty, they will expedite it. I'm talking about within a month, within 4 weeks, basically within the time for him to ensure that the wife is not stranded, because, they knew that she would not be able to come back without them granting her this. So they were able to do it within a month. We've had a different scenario where the spouse was here, and the other spouse had active duty, but they just had twins. And there was she didn't have any family. She didn't have anyone. So she was the one basically caring for all the kids and everything, or for the babies. They were infants, basically. Her parents were in, another country. And so we basically were using more expedite based on humanitarian grounds. It would be easy for her to be in the military base where she can get, assistance there, and have her husband support with this, newborns that were like just a couple of weeks old. And in that case, we were praying that she would get it before Christmas, because, we sent the expedite in November, and, they approved her before Christmas, and, she was able to be reunited by her husband. So, there's so many variables, and Jane, without knowing your specific situation, I can't really say. But, one thing that you guys have to understand, when people say, oh, no, expedite my file, expedite is a matter of discretion. What does discretion mean? Discretion means that it is up to the person that's looking at. It's not something that you have a right to, it is up to them to say, this is enough for me to decide I want to approve an expedite, but you don't have a right to it. So like, none of us lawyers can make the determination for you, if your case should be approved or not, because I can think your case I think everybody's case should be approved, very quickly, but it's very different from them saying, and it's also very different from actually saying, I don't have a job, or it's gonna be hard for me to travel, because those will not be good grounds for requiring expedite. So, but if you feel like you have a basis, Jane, in that case where you will be stranded somewhere, certainly you can try for an expedite. Okay. Michi, thank you very much. All right, let's see what else we got here. Good morning, Chef Karine. I have a pending VAWA case. Are you able to help me? You schedule a consultation, call us, and we'll see if we can help you. Without knowing what's going on with your case, the validity of your case, what did you submit, what is lacking, what do we need to amend? So usually a consultation is usually what is needed for us to, make a determination. Okay. All right. Okay, Emma says, I'm Canadian, awaiting an I-130. It's been 2 years. My husband is an American. I'm gathering so much bona fides. I had to purchase a printer and a lot of paper for all the evidence of chats, pictures, air tickets, bank statements. Oh, Lordy, what a task. I wanted to drop off the paperwork in Irving so it doesn't get lost in the mail, as I've been gathering all this since beginning of February and lots of evidence. Is it possible for me to drop off the documents, or does it only have to be, I guess your question cut off, but no, you cannot drop off the documents at USCIS, unfortunately. What you need to do, instead of you to have printed out all of those documents, is you should have had them just uploaded on your computer. So you don't have to print out all those documents, because all of those could have easily been uploaded onto your USCIS online account, since you already have a pending USCIS online, you have a pending I-130 case, so you could have uploaded them on there. So that's what you could have done. But seeing as if you printed it right now, you are going to have to wait until you're scheduled for an interview, or until they request additional evidence to send it. For those of you who don't have a printer, please do not feel that you have to do this. Okay, if you have evidence, your evidence can be uploaded. People that work with our firm can tell you, you can upload your documents online and we will do the printing for you, so you don't have to do that when we're submitting the packets. Just upload it, just if you have an iPhone, just download the document or save the document into a file. Go into the file tab in your stuff and just upload it. We usually have like a video introduction of how to upload documents onto our client portal for those who work with us. The first, once you hire us, we'll send you a video of how to upload it, but you can upload those documents. Same thing when we submit stuff. If your case is one of those that has a USCIS online account that it gives you, there's certain things that can be uploaded onto the USCIS online account. When you get a USCIS online account, it is important for you to activate it quickly because you have like a 90-day window. Okay, so am I saying that they have requested for this information because what you sent wasn't enough? You will have to mail it to them. You cannot drop it at the office. Make sure you are mailing it to the exact address that you've been requested to mail it to, and make sure you are also submitting your RFE with it. If not, it's going to wherever it's going to. Siobhan says, why are you so beautiful? That's my question. Thank you very much. Okay. All right, let's see. Someone is telling me they live in, yes, okay, this person is saying that they have VAWA. Can we help them to live in California? We help you regardless of what state you're in. Immigration is federal law. The location of your lawyer doesn't matter. We can handle cases in every state in the United States and U.S. territory, and even consular processing, obviously. Okay, let me take one more question. And then I gotta go. I have a green card interview in April, but my husband, who is a petitioner, has gone to the military basic training. What advice? So I can't offer you legal advice because, obviously I'm a lawyer, you're not my client. But that said, for most people, when their spouse is in military training and they're not able to get an excuse, usually you have the order papers or proof that they are in training and they cannot get out. And oftentimes USCIS might make the decision of if to schedule, to reschedule or to interview you. So when you are, two things. The first thing is you want to contact USCIS and notify them and say, if there is somewhere where I can upload or fax the document, you can let me know. Usually sometimes if you go through Ask Emma, they'll send you like a link to upload the document. Or if they say, well, just attend the interview or we'll get back to you, you just wait. If they don't get back to you before the interview, go to the interview. And one of the things I strongly recommend if you are in a situation, make sure you take a lot of evidence of good faith marriage and including proof that your husband was, is in military basic training and cannot get out of military basic training. The officers are permitted to do one of two things: interview you based on the evidence that you have. And if there's enough good faith evidence, they can approve you. If not, they will, tell you that they will reschedule it because it depends on what kind of deployment or training. If it's something that's like a couple of months, they can reschedule it. If your spouse is deployed, outside the country for like 2 years, 3 years, they'll probably interview you. All right, guys, I do have to jump off. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I will be back on live at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. tomorrow. Unless I don't have a USCIS interview tomorrow morning. And if you have a specific question about your case, you should be scheduling a consult. Stop getting piecemeal, as I always say, stop getting piecemeal information from other people that may not necessarily apply to you. You've got nothing to lose. Scheduling a consultation to make sure that you're eligible for something. And if you are eligible for something, you can. And I'm also going to be, I'm probably going to post it sometime this week. I'm going to be posting a guide which you can opt into for how to prepare for your interview, because a majority of people that the cases end up getting ruined at the interview stage. So I'm going to post something where you can opt in, like for a checklist of what you need to know or how you need to prepare for your interview. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.